By
check,
God.
check.
Can you dig it?
Maybe it's... Yeah.
Oh.
We got... There we go.
Awful hissy. Awful hissy.
Al is saying something. What? You don't hear it through the monitor.
And there's that.
What up, Gary?
Damn it.
Better?
You hear us now, buddy? Is your mic on? Alright, hold on. Get away. That thing is screaming. Go ahead and say something. It's very quiet. Say something, Al. Hey, Al. Talking to you like I said talking to your microphone.
Hey, I can do this Gala impression for a little bit.
There it is.
Wow.
In fact,
Still got
I can do it for as much as I want right now. There's some other guys. Hey, Venus, we're back on TV.
How do you know for sure?
That's what I was thinking now. That's fucking.
It might be because the
I
music...
got him going into his own thing, is what it is.
We're here, working out the difficulties.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think he's in there now.
What?
You said there's Owl.
Ow.
Owl.
That means about 2-minute delay on that. Nah. Yeah, how do these look? Oh, that's pretty cool. Can do the face on it.
New cups. Check it out. Wow.
That looks cool.
You can't see it. They're green. So if I did like this,
You have to be on your
you
side,
wouldn't even know.
because I have to hold mine inwards for them to see it. But I can do it like this.
You gotta hold it up into the, yeah. Because down here it's all black. Remember, kids, the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the Outhouse podcast, its affiliates, even the guests, or even us. It's just for entertainment purposes only.
Boy, bunch of jokes,
Wow.
folks.
That broke through and went clear across.
Yeah, it did.
Clear across the damn room.
Sucked into hyperspace
Can't
over
see
there.
it. I can't see it neither. You sure you got big?
Yeah, it went to our little friend that we forgot to put right here.
Yeah.
It went in the woods of hyperspace.
Thousands there.
I was looking because I didn't set any of this up. I was like, did I miss anything? I was so deep in conversation, I wasn't involved. But it's all good. Healthy conversation. Good for the soul.
Gotta get this adjusted back in, man. Ow.
So what's on the agenda for this week's show?
Oh, man, all kinds of stupid shit today. I was in the hospital yesterday for half a damn day. Got that thing. I can't even remember what I said it was. Diverticulitis. Osis until it's infected and it's mitis.
An infection of sorts. It's very painful. Not very convenient.
Unfortunately,
Probably
no.
expensive.
I don't know. I got me a medical card, so I was like, I went ahead and went in there. I hate them hospitals, though, man.
Yeah.
Put me in the waiting room, just girl coughing her brains out, and old dude talking to himself and farting on himself and shit. He's like, I smell somebody farted, but it wasn't me. And it's like, bro, get the fuck out of here. It was you.
Smelt it, dealt it, bro.
Like, you only stankin' ass motherfucker in this whole room. What are you talking about?
Was it my dad?
Nah, this old dude looked like he ain't bathed in about
Oh no,
month.
that's definitely not my dad. My dad's funny like that though, because he swears
Looked
on
like
his
Gandalf.
life as an 81-year-old that his farts never smelled ever, and it's funny because if he ever seen this episode, he'd be like, they don't. He said he wishes he had one that smelled, which is a weird topic to start on.
Well, I guess we should start off with, some things got misconstrued on Facebook.
I was gonna say that.
So, anybody that's seen any posts, me and Seth have worked our issues out. Gary was over here. Seth didn't really mean what he said on the veterans post. He meant to come off another way, but it didn't.
Yes, I want to formally apologize to anybody that's listening and anybody that cares about what I said. Because I said I miscommunicated what I was trying to say. I really did. I used the improper use of words. I was touching on a subject that's way too sensitive that I shouldn't have really tried to explain. Because the more I tried to explain, the deeper I dug a hole.
Put his foot up in his ass further.
And shout out for Gary and Tom and for Drew and for all the people who came to me as a real one and was like, look, bro, hey, instead of just attacking me and calling me names and insulting me for things you didn't even know what you were speaking on. So I appreciate that. And again, I'm sorry. And when I get upset, it just feels more and more and more because I try to explain my way out of it. I really do. And I should just stop doing that. Just stop talking sometimes.
Yep, sometimes nothing said is the best thing said.
Silence is gold and duct tape is silver.
Exactly. Like I said, I was going to respond to the post but of course I was advised not to, which I'm glad I didn't because I'd have rather said it to your face than on Facebook because then that could have got misconstrued also. Because it's a lot different when you're sitting in somebody's face talking to them instead of typing shit because they don't see your emotions or nothing like that. They don't know, all you see is some bullshit words.
I'll go ahead and explain that. I don't know if it needs explained, but we did sit here and have a conversation about it. What I was stating is that we, as a company, are looking for people to manage these things. We are looking for management to tell us where to go, what to do, and set up the shows for us. That way we could just be there and do what we need. If you need content for a website, we got you. If you need a song, we got you. If you need a show, we got you. You just gotta set that up for us. And that's what I'm looking for. And I am willing to pay the entirety of the first paycheck we make together to do that. And we both are. And currently we're in talk with a partnership that may or may not go well. And we are investing into it. So if there's anybody out there that thinks that they could take us to this paid level that we're trying to reach just by management, then let us know. We're out here. MediaFarm330.com. You could hit up Tom. You could hit me. Whatever. We both have YouTube channels and socials that you can reach. And we need somebody specifically for shows. And we need somebody specifically for publishing, at least. Because we have projects that we need pushed to individuals or brushed up on. There's a whole slew of things we need. We're only a couple people. We got a whole company.
Trying to.
Well, we do. Media Farm record label.
Get everybody on the same damn page. I don't know. These people around here are funny. Man, I'm burning up. I maybe shouldn't have got this big ass heavy shirt.
Anybody that has ever worked with us doesn't just realize that they could present us a contract and say, hey, I would like to work with you, but here are my stipulations. Then you would be in agreement and we would be all on the same company. But you don't realize that. And if you don't know that you can just do that, then you're forever not going to do it. I think it's something I should tell Ron. I think he should do that. I think he should draw up his own contract. Because Ron would be a damn good person to work for us as an A&R. He discovered me for Poe's label, Big Buff Records.
Yeah, but he
Shout
works
out
with them
Bushmaster.
guys, right? Oh, he don't fuck with them guys no more?
He don't get paid by them. He's not in contract, but he does work with them. He was just like me. I worked with them, but I wasn't on contract. Contract makes it feel real. Contract makes it feel like you're in the game. And it really does. And it actually is. Because you are not only making it look like it, but you are safely putting yourself in a position you know how it works. Because it's on your own terms. And if it doesn't go that way, well, then the favor's in yours. That's the reason that I so heavily looked over our contract whenever we did things, because I was like, well, I just want to make sure. I'm not here to hurt anybody, and I'm sure you're not either. So let's just clarify that, and that's what a contract does.
But anyway, so yeah, that was that, and we moved on, and here we are. Can't see it. Wish y'all.
But we have amazing video. By the way, we need to get that Bigfoot video on your channel. We gotta get that.
What you sent me wasn't a downloadable link. It was just like a link to it. Whatever it was you sent me, it was just I was just able to watch it. I couldn't download it. So.
Oh well, you take that. That's why I want to do it with you. You take that link and you put it in YTMP3 with a YouTube downloader of some sorts. Just paste the link and download it. But you gotta find one that'll give you good quality.
Oh, that one might do it.
It
I was
should.
gonna say last time I tried that in one of mine, like I tried to do that with when I was trying to get that clip, our show was 2 hours long, so it wouldn't do it.
If it's too long, like an hour long, it won't do it.
But that one ain't that long, so
20 minutes it struggles with, but it'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even gone past like a half hour, I don't think.
So I went and got this one thing. But it was I could only use it once, and if I want to use it again, I gotta buy it, and I think it's $100. But it was badass. You could just rip the video and then do whatever you want with it.
Extensions probably, like on Chrome.
It's just like that MP3 to YouTube to MP3. It's the same deal, but it's just for video. But it does big video like that. That's how I was able to make that short clip, the Bigfoot clip. I might I'll have to look into that and see if there's any ones that do the same thing that might be cheaper. If not, I might just have to get the motherfucker for $100 because it's definitely worth it because I got all those pieces and all our things that we can go in and rip and make little shorts out of.
You got to get on Opus for the shorts things. You just reminded me on that because it makes the shorts for you. All you do is post a link and it makes 10 videos for you. All you have to do is repost those videos. That's probably the hardest part. For me, because I'm doing it on a phone. On a desktop, it'd be super easy. Extensions is what you're talking about. Things that do it in one button, and it's already on the website. Like Google. Google has extensions, and they do that. They have downloadable links. Any video you go to on YouTube has an option to download it. Right now, it don't have that.
Yeah, but you gotta have Pro to do it.
Right now, it don't have that. When you buy that thing, it does have that. That's what I'm saying. It's like, but it's not on YouTube. It's on the webpage.
Right.
And those are certain things like iCloud. I learned something. I gotta remember what it is because Beanzo, the 100,000 subscriber count, was doing this with Jay Hook, one of my producers from Pennsylvania, and they were sending hour-long videos to each other like it was nothing. And I'm like, the heck? We had trouble sending back and forth 10-minute videos. What are you guys doing? Well, they talked about they're doing iCloud shifting or whatever the hell it is, and it's only available through Apple users, and unfortunately, I'm not an Apple user anymore. And Dropbox, and Dropbox works, but
now, Dropbox, my brother uses that with my nephew in California to do shit.
It's complicated. I mean, I had a hard time understanding where my file was. As soon as I logged into it, I'm like, okay, where's my shit? Like, where is it? I had to dig through folder after folder after folder to find it, but it is good. It's almost like its own desktop. When you go in there, it has like all these options, and you want to go to the specific one, and then go to My Files, and then it's going to be in there. And anything you drag and drop out of there, it's just easy. It's in there, or it's not, you know? And it's a shared thing, so you can both see it and operate through it. But knowing how to use it is half the battle. And I had trouble using it. So I needless to say, I hadn't used it for anything else. I mean, people sent me a couple things, and when I was downloading it, it was just, I'm like, am I doing this wrong the whole time? You know what I mean? It wasn't downloading right. It was slow. I was having a hard time finding the original files. I didn't like it. There is a whole list of knowledge that these YouTubers have. Like Yikes. Shout out Yikes, my boy. He just had a video with Eric. I didn't know he was like that. I knew he was like that, but I didn't know he was like that. And he uses OBS just like us. And he has these different techniques that he uses to make YouTube life so much easier. I mean, there are things from, you can take like your whole speech and turn it into emojis with a click of a button. And it's easy information access, probably on Final Cut, which is Apple, which is expensive, and it's a money wall, of course.
Yeah, them bastards.
But if you don't know, you don't know.
See, now my nephew out there in L.A., he uses Apple shit. He's doing them movie scores and shit, and he's all about the Apple.
Android has proven to be probably more efficient space-wise so far. Like, I've had ease moving things in and out and using things compared to Apple. I'm cramming things. But Apple has this ability to make things feel like, oh, you're doing a good job. Whatever task you're doing, it looks cool, it feels cool. And then you end up making a way better project because you do have these apps that are able to do that. You just have to play the game of the iOS, basically. Like, download this CapCut and then reapply one of the things that they give to you, and you have a bomb-ass video. But that's not the video you wanted. Now you have to recreate that using what they gave you. And then the interface is cool. It's very easy to use. However, I got a new phone. I got the a new Android A15. And with this screen, man, it feels good. It actually feels pretty good. Oh, watch it be dead, bro. You swear? Okay, hold on. I had 50% battery on this, I think, like last night. This is my old one. And they're still both activated because, oh my gosh. I was paying $75, so this is news for the week, I guess. I was paying $75 for my bill on T-Mobile. I went there and I'm like, look, I gotta have a cheaper bill. And they're like, that's the cheapest one. That's the cheapest one. So I spent like an hour there for them to tell me that there was a $60 plan. Well, you didn't tell me that before, and you said I had the cheapest one.
Full of shit. When you go, oh, okay, I'm gonna go change my plan to somebody else, they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and free game, they had me on a post plan, which means I paid after the month was done. They have prepaid plans that they don't tell you about, and that's what they were trying to hook me up on, was the cheapest prepaid plan. And so I was like, oh, I still think that's like a little much. Yeah, my phone is dead, but that's my new one. It's at 0% and it turned on, so shout out the last 0.1% battery. Yeah, and I went to Walmart and I went back and forth with this phone specialist because shout out that phone specialist. He'd get a 1-2 if we weren't talking business, man. He was trying to up and down me. As soon as I went in there, I was like, look, I gotta have a cheaper bill. You know, it's the only place I could do it. The only place I did do it, he had set me up with the $75 plan that I had.
And this is Walmart, huh?
Yeah, Walmart.
This is Walmart over on Tusk?
Yeah, and he's only there until 7, and I always miss him because of that. Yeah, so this guy, and oh my god. He was like, okay, well, first of all, next month you're going to have to pay more, and then the next month you're going to have to pay a little bit more, and then it'll be dropped down to that if you want to do that today. And I'm like, no. And there's 2 customers sitting right here, bent over the counter like this, and when I said no, they both looked up like, oh, he said no, you know? And I'm like, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go look at the plans. And he's like, whoa, hey, let me see what you got. And then he piddled around with it, and in the end of it, he was like, yeah, best I could do. I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, okay, well, what about these cheaper stuff over here? He's like, I don't do with that stuff. I'm like, okay. So that's when I went to T-Mobile, had the discussion. So I came back to Walmart, and I was like, fuck it, I'm buying my own shit. Quarter in the thing. And I went over to the aisle, and I was looking at Metro, because that's what I had before. $50. All you just don't get your hotspot data, and I think like you get capped out at a certain amount of data.
I think I use Spectrum, and I swear mine's like $45.
Yeah, they have plans
everything.
like on Cricket that's like $30 a month, and I'm like, okay, well, let me look over on this side. That's when these Walmart employees kept coming up to me, and I got annoyed. So when the one young dude come up. I didn't think he knew anything. He's like, can I help you with it? I was like, not unless you can tell me what the hell he's, you know. I was like, he took time with me. He's like, man, I get it. Look, my whole family's like this, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, if you look at these plans and you upgrade your phone, and I'm like, oh, well, I mean.
Here we go.
Right. I was like, I was wanting to upgrade my phone, but not for $1 million.
Uh-huh.
He was like, nah, you can do it for the price of your plan. I know I'm making a whole ass story, but I was like, okay, what are you talking about, bro? And he was like, you can have this phone and this plan this month for $75 out the door. Or you can have this phone and this plan for $65 out the door. I was like, oh, yeah, that ain't making any sense. Why would I get a new phone? You know, it's not making any sense to me. So I had him sit there and explain it to me for like half hour, and this kid was so patient. I'm gonna go back to Walmart, find this dude, and shake his hand for real. Because so far, I've had no problems with it. I got a brand new phone, the Samsung A15, which has 128 gigabytes on it. This phone only has 64 and caps out with the memory card. I have to put a memory card in there. And it's nicer, the specs are nicer, it's a newer phone and everything. And it didn't cost nothing. I got it with the $65 plan that they offer on the thing, because once you have it for a month, you could drop your plan down to 50, 30, whatever you want. That phone's just yours. You never pay on it, but you can only do it if you bundle. And I was like, it don't make any sense. It sounds too good to be true. But it was. And I got Straight Talk.
We bundled up, y'all.
Straight Talk. They hooked me up. But I had to go to Walmart for like 3 days. Oh, I don't know. I was telling the whole story.
She said Spectrum is the way to go if you only got one line. Actually, which I need to do because I got shitty ass internet that barely fucking handles. But while back, or last year I should say, Otto got on the phone with them guys and got it down to me having the top grade internet and 2 phone lines for like $70 a month.
Dang.
But I had to get 2 phone lines to get the deal, though, which is fine with me because I think I'll do that and then leave this number on one phone, and just because it's got all that fucking spam and shit all day long, and then they'll give me a new number, and I use the new number and just give that to like personal people.
2 phones, one for the blood, one for the love.
I use that one for like Media Farm and everything, my old one, and then just use my new one just for the personal people that I know.
That's what a company is, because you start at the secretary's office and then you make it to the office. You make it through 2 phones. It's a good idea.
I'll go in and make a voicemail. You have reached the Media Farm.
You just have to manage both, or like stay off of one, like don't play on it. Just
I'd set that one down and just leave it, you know, let the fucking
I've had a hard time. You know, this one's about to be
catch
expired, and I still have apps I need to transfer with my name on it before it does. That way I can use the number to unlock it before it does. And I only have like a couple days. It might even be like today. And before that all expires, because I have a brand new number. And so when I go into my account, if I did not have my email set up and it tried to say, okay, you sent a text message with a verification code, I'd be screwed. And that's kind of where I am with a couple of things on there.
Anybody
so I do
there
need to do that.
know a better deal?
Yeah.
Put it in the
Oh, but my internet though?
the chat or the comments if you're watching this later.
I don't really need the internet. It would be nice. And I do plan on having it in the future whenever I do need it again, because I'll have my laptop and everything. But right now I just got my phone and I got my Xbox. So what I was so desperately after was the hotspot data that they had to offer. That is a whole thing in itself. I used to pay $20.
I don't even know if mine surely got it, but I've never used it, I don't think.
This is how much it's progressed from me since Metro. I used to pay $20 for 5 gigabytes worth of hotspot data. That's it. It was gone within 2 weeks probably for gaming. And now I don't pay anything. It's added to this new plan. It's 5G unlimited. So I just literally downloaded my games at home with my phone. That's I can't beat that. I'm happy with that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I was talking to my buddy. Shout out Mike Rexford. He lives in Florida, and he works at Cricket Valley. And he was trying so hard to sucker me into a deal, but like being a friend of mine, I'm like, nah, bro, I'm cool. I won't pay the bill on time. It was funny.
Here. Fuck you mean by here, Gary? I don't know what that means. It's probably 40 minutes ago you said that.
Here? I mean, you just asked like a couple minutes ago, is anybody here? So maybe he was responding.
Oh.
That's the 2-minute delay.
Oh, gotcha. Yep,
Yeah.
You're right.
I had a stone moment.
We did some Gas Bandit vocal tracks last Thursday. Gonna do some more shit tomorrow. Probably, hopefully do some guitar tracks, Larry's tracks on Blank. If he does, we might have that song done.
See what's up.
I think we're just waiting on Larry's guitar tracks now because...
See, if we tamper with this, I'm gonna talk business online, but it's kind of fine because they don't know what we're talking about. If we tamper with this and it works out, it's a good experiment to do because then you could do this with the band and you could split that into way cheaper payments, and then, man, we'd all eat. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully he can. I don't even... We'll shout him out whenever we get there, right?
Right. I mean, it's pretty much be a promotions guy, you know what I mean? So we'll see what he...
I went around and I asked every individual that I knew, because I was in the mindset of a business. I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is utilize every free resource I can. I have people that support me. It's just they're not doing anything extra to support me other than what they've done. And they don't need to. Like, I couldn't ask that of them. You know, that would be hard. So I literally went to them and I said, look, can you share just this one for like $1 or $2? And they have said, no, I don't need $1. I'll just share it for you. And that was nice. But I utilized that. After one day, I can't do it anymore. If I was to pay somebody $10 to do it for 5 days, then it would be like, $2 a day. They would work out and they'd have initiative to do it. But it's having a trusted resource that would do that. And it's also not using somebody that you don't want to use for that. You go outside of the people who already consume your content to find that. And that's been the journey too. All of that, I think, is what they would manage. I think they have people dedicated to that. When I worked with...
Most channels that are, done got there and they're kicking ass, they got a team behind them doing all the shit.
Dude, I worked...
After they get so far.
I worked at YouTube for a second. I didn't really work there. I just got to see how it works. Mariana put me on. She works for YouTube, and she has not helped me out with anything except for this. She's like, look, if you really want to know, you go into these chat rooms. And I didn't know what she was sending me into. This is exactly what she sent me into, though. I went into a Zoom call with all these other people, and they're like, hey, what's up, guys? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're going to go over to this guy's channel, and we're going to write a bunch of supportive comments. Or you're just going to say something, you don't have to watch the video, just say something that correlates to the description of the video, or blah, 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 blah. And there's these armies of people who just do this. And I got put into this, but I didn't want to be put into that.
Right.
And also, I wasn't getting paid for it. These people must have volunteered to just do this. And I'm like, wow, this is wild.
That is weird. Why would they do that?
I don't know. There's paid incentive behind it. There's got to be. Because no way, man. I mean, maybe that's how you get your foot into working with them. You do it for free.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I think maybe... I just caught on to something there. They do it for free because they want to work with you. Like, it's an initiative type thing, like an intern. Like an intern.
Oh.
But you don't even know it exists. That's wild.
So
and that's the
them
people.
cats are just basically building up your comment section when they go in, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but they get paid to manage multiple artists. It's not just one. They go through, and they're almost like bots. They don't even really know what your content is. They're just
read
there
the
to
headline
support
and
it.
make a comment on it.
Right.
Oh, that's great.
It helps the algorithm. And you
Because the
pay.
comment says oranges in Florida. Oh, I love oranges. They're awesome, especially Florida oranges. Right? That's what you're saying, though, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't even read the story. It might have been Florida oranges got ruined because of the frost.
It's not real fan engagement. That's what it comes down to. It's like bot engagement. And bot as
That's
in like
weird.
paid for too. But yeah, and there's it makes
Sounds
sense
like a
how
song,
it works.
if you ask me. Bot engagement.
When you make a business, if you can have 5 people work for you, dedicated to truly work for you for free, you can make this happen. It all depends on one person's paycheck. I was going back and forth with Beanzo about it. I was like, look, the CEO of the company gets paid off, like YouTube gets paid off of one employee. And one employee pays for all of YouTube. It gets distributed, and then the numbers get boosted for government purposes. Like, if a billionaire is making $7 billion, he don't want to tell the government he's making $7 billion. He's only going to write up for $5 billion and have $2 billion stashed in his pocket, whatever. That's the number that goes unnoticed. And it can accumulate, and you just write it up as what it has been made off of one person's paycheck. It gets distributed into this giant stream. I was reading a lot into it, man. I think that's what this dude could do.
Sons of bitches. Got their hands in everybody's money.
I think somebody who has an established company has people doing this for them like clockwork, and they don't even know they're doing it. They're just getting a paycheck. I think that's what it is, truly.
It's nuts.
Now, of course, the higher paid ones would know they're doing it. Like, if you were told to go to MGK's page and say something, then you know that you're working for the right person, you know, because it helped. Whatever it was.
Well, not
helped.
necessarily the right person. You just getting that money. They probably don't give a shit really who it is.
As long as you're getting the money, you're I guess going in the right direction. Because then you could funnel that money
Or getting
into
your foot in the door,
project.
as you say, if you're doing an internship, then or whatever. I don't know. You know, that is some weird shit, though.
Having a company is all about having the money for the company to make the company make money. So if you have a project that's just in your mind, it's never going to make money. But if you build it, you need the money to make it. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's time out of your day to walk and go somewhere, that's labor. It's at least $1 worth of labor at some company, walking. It really is. But then you gather your own materials, whatever that is, it costs. Then you have to use it. So you're using parts of it, and you're missing other parts of it, and you're transforming it into something completely different. And then that has to be profitable. That's what all this is. I've been doing a lot of research into it because I'm like, look, shit has really hit the wall for me. It's this or I'm out. Like, crazy.
Got all quiet and shit.
I know.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
There's
just
this
means
dude.
there was a long space in between songs.
There's this dude, Fungi Flows. Shout out Fungi Flows. I don't know if he'd ever watch, but if he did, man, that'd be crazy. We talk, and he likes my stuff, which is crazy. He's spent more time talking to me than he should have. Like, he's a big fan. It's pretty cool. And he's huge, dude. 80,000 followers on any given social media right now, and he's currently blowing up. And I have an opportunity to go down there. If I just threw my whole paycheck in gas, I could do it right now. But I don't.
Where is it?
I don't want to. It's Pennsylvania.
Oh. In Pittsburgh or something?
Yeah. Yeah, for the Pittsburgh
It's 2
Steelers.
hours.
He's like a mascot freestyle rapper out there. But he makes like $1,000 a day because of his repertoire, his business. He worked with Harry Mack, the biggest freestyler out there. Like, there's this avenue for that, and I could do that. But I don't know if I want to. I don't want to freestyle. I feel like... I don't know.
That's kind of what I was telling you earlier. Freestyling's cool. But what I was going to say earlier that I didn't say to you is when you turn the radio on, do you hear freestyling?
No. Yeah.
When you turn the TV on, do you hear freestyling?
Right.
When you turn commercials on or ads, no.
I
The
think-
shit that sells is the shit that you can shake your ass to in that chorus or hook, whatever you want to call it, earworms you to the point when that song goes off, you're still fucking bouncing and singing that chorus. You know
I like
what
the
mean?
layers of music.
And then in between that,
freestyle's only 2.
your verses or your with your bridge, you got to tell a serious. You know, you gotta mean something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, Harry Mack
Was
has
what I call
multiple
crafting
layers,
a tune.
but only one layer is multiple layers. His vocal is multiple layers. He's learned how to separate things and create different cadences, different
Well,
rhythms, different flows that
Melodies.
make you feel different emotions because you're listening and going with it. But it's one instrument. That's like playing a solo on a guitar.
Well, because he was able to craft that to a perfection.
Right.
And I'm telling you, that didn't happen overnight.
But
I
it's
promise
one
you.
instrument, and exactly, you have to master that instrument. One instrument, and then the instrumental is one instrument by itself.
But
So it's only 2.
at the same time, like I'm saying, like for the general population, I don't know who the fuck Harry Mack was until you showed him to me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know a lot about music, and you know what I mean, and all that shit. And generally speaking, I'm not scared to listen to something or go in that direction and all that type of shit. But you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Did you listen to any freestyle artists?
do I?
Yeah. Just like off the top of the dome freestyle artists? No? That's interesting because it is something that you kind of get introduced
I mean,
to.
some of it's all right to me, but I don't know. It just, to me, it just leads on to just, you know,
Yeah.
come on, man.
I freestyled
Some of it-
before I knew of Harry Mack. Like it was that's how it was kind of raised in me. And the reason I did it is because I was singing. I was going along with the beat, trying to do it.
Now, the people that are really, really fucking good at doing it, it's like, oh, okay. Like that Justina, whatever the fuck her name is. You know, that chick's fucking damn good at it, man. Like,
Justina
she's got
Valentina.
that, yeah, her. She's got that shit figured out. And there's been a couple other ones, but
Yeah.
I mean, you really gotta, to make that happen, man, you
Yeah.
gotta have it, man. You gotta, like you said, cadence and all that shit,
But
man.
for some reason now, like where Harry Mack stands, if he was to put his cards in the right place, maybe he could stand up to the numbers, but he could never match the numbers of what Marshall Mathers has done.
Well, sure.
And that's because there is a whole there's whole divisions of people
Well,
that
because
work.
he started out with doing freestyle and all that shit, but then all of a sudden, then he start writing songs and you know, telling a story.
Well, then you got to hire
And
somebody
then
to
all
play
of a
the
sudden,
instrument.
boom.
And then you learn how the instrument works. And then you learn how production
sure.
works and how all that gets put into it. Then maybe you learn the technical side of what plugs into what where. These are all levels that somebody had to
Well,
climb.
some artists don't mess around with the technical side. They're just
Yeah.
they're in that mindset. They go in and do their thing. You
It
know
depends
what I mean?
on what
Like,
you want to be in. If you
like-
just want to mess with the vocals, I'm sure there's an engineer that has been turned into an
Oh,
engineer
sure.
out of a musician. Because there is a whole world of engineering.
That's a whole thing in itself. Whether you
Yeah.
know how to play an instrument or you don't, you're better if you know how to play something. You know what I mean? But you
Yeah.
don't have to
That
know an
experience
instrument
leads up
to
to
be
it.
an engineer. That's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
Same with, you know, engineering's different from the dude that mixes it. The engineer is just the guy that puts the microphones there and records it and knows where to put all the microphones and all that happy shit. The engineer, that's who he is. And then you got the dude that mixes it, the mixer, and then they send it off to a dude that masters it.
Yep.
Sometimes the dude that mixes it masters it, but more times not.
Yeah, some people can do multiple jobs.
Because all
that makes
three
it
of those
harder.
are a total art in themselves. Engineering, mixing, and mastering. They're all three separate arts.
Yep.
Because, you know, it just is.
When you have it like that, if you have it as like not written on paper, it can't be paid for. The reason being is because it's not a number that's in the system for your company to analyze. You could figment a number like $5,000 goes into this part of the company, and as long as you're paying that, you don't have to pay the $5,000. As long as you stated that you're paying that and it has been being paid or whatever, however you got to do it, and you put it into the system, then all those stem into the bigger paycheck. So everybody gets paid for their own thing. Like you said, this guy does that. Well, he gets paid for that, and that's a number that's added to that bracket. This guy does that. That's a number that gets added to that bracket. And then they add these numbers together. They don't look at it as we're just paying that divided. No, we add that together. That's $30,000 times 3, $90,000. You never made $90,000. Nobody did. Nobody in the company made $90,000. We made $30,000 cap. That's it. But that number is how that stuff works. I was looking, Tony Hawk.
What stuff?
All right, this is what I was doing. I was looking into Braille skateboarding. YouTube. I was looking at the fundamentals of business of skateboarding. Aaron Cairo, in my opinion, is the biggest profiting thing out there on skateboarding ever.
What's he
Braille
doing?
Skateboarding.
Building them or riding them?
Braille was an influence to get people to get into skateboarding. What he did was he started out by showing people how to skateboard. It was videos.
Riding them.
Yeah. And then he got sponsored by a small sponsor, and he used that to fuel his YouTube.
Sure. That's what you do.
After like 10 years, the dude caught a couple fans that wanted to work for his YouTube. And they were like, oh, hey, I'll skate for you because you can't do it, whatever. And so he probably paid them or had some sort of incentive to have them work for him. And then he turned this into a workforce, and he built a whole company where he had professional skaters doing insane stuff like Nitro Circus type. And he had a whole warehouse, but he still only had paid employees. He didn't have millions of dollars. He had this, which he had built, and nobody else funded it except for him and maybe whoever was latched onto the dream, like his direct assistant or his wife who also worked. And this money created this Braille warehouse and this series on YouTube that was unstoppable in the skateboard community. They hired Tony Hawk. They hired Rob Dyrdek. They hired Nigel Houston. They had Carlos. They had Ricky. It was under their belt. They could call them and they would show up. It wasn't the other way around. People were calling Braille. They wanted that. Tony Hawk was huge in his prime. When
he was on the hot seat, I was like.
So I want to know.
Teenager, I guess. Late
what is
teens,
the budget?
Early 20s.
Because for me, the skateboarding was kind of introduced to me by Braille, not Tony Hawk. There was a skateboard around because of Tony Hawk, but not because.
Well, yeah, because Tony Hawk.
Right.
Well, not so much before your day, but
so I want to know.
Bit.
And I looked it up, and I asked ChatGPT. It could be AI numbers, but I mean, it really does give you factual information if you dig deep. Aaron Cairo made $1.5 million a year in his prime. That's not a lot, but I mean, it's a lot. Tony Hawk made $6 million in his prime in a year. $6 million.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Back then, though, that was a lot of money, bro. You got to think about that,
it's still a lot of money, but like he lives in a more expensive than $6 billion house.
$6 million.
$6 million.
Well, that's because you said $6 million a year, though, right?
Right.
Well, then yeah, you're going to live in a more because every year you're making $6 million. That's $12 million.
So it didn't make
24.
sense to me. I was trying to understand where this money comes from, and so I was breaking it down by the company.
Fuck Pepsi and whoever else sponsored him.
It comes off.
They make deals.
Yeah, you build a company around your
brand,
buyer.
Your brand.
Your one buyer, yeah, and you funnel that money into everything else. Somehow everything has to have a kickstart. If you want an employee, you basically got to dump money into the employee before they ever make you money.
Well, that's why any business that's ever started, like the first couple years, according to the taxes and the revenue and all that, it's a losing business. Very rarely do you start a business and it just goes boom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On paper, generally, businesses are losing the first couple years that they start until you get moving.
Well, I will say one thing about businesses because I'm sitting here reflecting on how much I've screwed businesses all over Ohio. I apologize because it's something I was too naive to be aware about, first of all. And second of all, maybe your human resources category everywhere could be a little bit better because every time I've gotten cut off, it's been with not a lot of communication. If you expect that from me, I feel like I should expect that from you. And the last job that I had especially makes me heated because like I told people I didn't want to do it, but I did it. and I still got let go from it. How did I get let go from it?
I don't know, Seth. Tell us, how did you get let go?
I showed up. I was there.
Did you
I was
shit
working.
in your pants?
And I got sick as a dog, and I was working with a knife, and I was literally getting dizzy, and I cut myself right here, and I was like, okay, well, I can't do this, bro. I can't work with a knife, you know. I don't know what to do because everybody around me is Spanish speaking, and I didn't know what I'm like.
Hey, vato!
I know the manager knows like a little bit, so I told him, I was like, look, I can't really do any. I didn't want to tell him I can't do any of the positions. I said, I gotta go home. I'm feeling ill. I'm sick. He's like, okay, bye. I was like, okay. And then he was like, I don't know what to see about tomorrow, what you can do if you feel better, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Something. I don't know. And it's loud. And he said something about that. And I was like, okay, bye. The next day I get a call. That job is ended. They don't want you back. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't even want to try to go back because.
Gary said,
man.
The only thing I know how to do is bring beer balls in a sack. He says exactly, it all comes from the sponsors. I was able to claim a lost year. Oh, fuck, my glasses ain't working. Years in a row.
Let me see if this
On my
phone-
taxes,
turn my
yeah,
phone
that's what I'm saying. In the first couple years, you're able to claim that loss. And most businesses do.
Anything you write on paperwork is good. When it comes to taxes, they're a hell of a headache. And that's why.
Shit, who you talking to?
It's because it's the financial wall between the rich and the poor. Every single number you have. If you were to take the time to take every receipt that you've ever accumulated and just put it on one tax return of how much expenses you've paid and called it a business. This is how much I paid for my business. And I want taxes back on that. Think about how much money that could be. Now, it has to be evaluated, and they're going to see, like, oh, you going to Burger King isn't really a company expense. But you don't know the story behind it, you know?
Gary says, dude, they don't care if you get sick. The first 30 days of your job is what matters, and you got to have a positive attitude.
Yeah, man.
True that. The motherfuckers are like, oh, you're a number. We don't care.
It's been especially
you got to
rough.
get through that trial in 30 days, yep, because they were like, well, this dude ain't been here but 2 days, and he's already calling off sick.
Yeah, and you know, that is exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
My life.
I mean, unfortunately, you can't help getting sick. That ain't well, like you wanted to get sick, but.
And then
sometimes you just gotta.
It's always an excuse, but
hold
it
the
is
knife
an
in
excuse.
a different way.
Yeah, like last time, my dog was so ill, I thought he was gonna die, and then I just a little baby and didn't want to go to work because I was emotionally distraught from that. He lived through that. I didn't think he was gonna live. I mean, I literally slept like beside him. He's over 17 years old. He's been through it before, and the first time I thought he was done. And I didn't have any money to take him to the vet this time. So like it was emotionally distraught. And then the other time, like I'm threatened to be kicked out or I'm leaving, And then it's at that timing that'll happen.
Mm-hmm. You're getting see. The thing about it is, when shit like that happens, there's some sort of lesson you're supposed to be learning out of this. Now, don't say I have no idea because it's all on you. You know what I mean? But when shit's fucked up, there's something you're supposed to be learning, and that's a lesson learned for yourself, nobody else. You know what I mean?
I feel like as soon as I
it's the free will of the universe. You got free will. You make the choices. You make your own destiny, man. It really is like that. And it really is, the more negative you think, the more negative you spiral down. You think positive, you think you're going to do it, and you will it to you, then it does seem to work that way.
Well, I look at it this way. Everything that I have evaluated,
because I was pretty down and out for a while.
All the pain that I've received recently, I've also been blessed. I've been blessed a lot recently. I mean,
me too.
I've decided to finally leave from where I am. That's a good thing. Whether I'm being kicked out or not, it's still a good thing. I need to get out.
Speaking of which, you're still there though? You ain't really out?
I packed up everything I have and it's sitting in bags, and I'm just living there. I'm just staying on the bed. I don't know what to do. I can't afford anything right now.
Right.
Especially right
You
now.
got to get a job. That's what you got to do.
I
You
screwed
got
up.
to figure out how to make money.
I'm evaluating.
That's one of the most
up.
important things, man. I learned. It took me a while. I was pretty stupid and young and dumb and didn't realize the importance. And sometimes life kicks you in the ass. I sat here all summer without a job because I didn't have a damn truck. You know what I mean? But whatever. But the most important thing is, not even if it's a job. If you got to make money, because you can't do shit without money. And not only that, when you got money in your pocket, and it don't even have to be much, as long as you know you got gas money to come across town, your self-esteem gets a little bit higher. You don't have that low. When you're fucking broke, dude, and you can't do nothing, your self-esteem goes right into the toilet, dude.
Yeah.
You get depressed. You don't even want to go out. You know what I mean? Really. You got to have money. Even if it's a little bit. You just got to, whatever you got to do, that's the first step. A vehicle and however you make money, however you got to hustle it. Some people don't have a job. Some people do other things to make money. I ain't judging on no kind of shit. Do whatever you got to do to make money.
Get that bag.
Get it done unless you're fucking harming somebody else. I'm not about that.
A big reason.
Don't be robbing motherfuckers or no kind of shit like that, or selling kids drugs. Don't be doing that dumb shit.
The reason I say I'm so blessed is because certain things have happened that have been financially a really good thing for me, and I didn't even realize it. I'm sitting here struggling for it, but it's paying off in little ways. Like I got the new phone. I didn't expect to do that. I didn't expect to go out and just buy a new phone. I wanted a cheaper plan. I was trying to save money.
Right.
I was blessed. I was up early the one day because of all of this stuff that happens, and I got a text from a number that was just like a Spark driver. They'd been calling me when I'm sleeping in the morning, and I'm like, who is this for? It's a driver for Spark. I don't even know.
Oh, a driver.
Yeah, and they're trying to deliver
I was thinking
groceries.
like a fucking some sort of ratchet driver type. I was like, wait a minute.
No.
I was like, what are you talking about? Spark driver? What the fuck do you use that for?
Somebody
Spark
was stealing
plugs?
my phone number to order groceries, is what it was.
Damn.
Yeah, and I don't know how that works. If anything kicks back on
I got
me
my
or whatever.
Amazon compromised a couple weeks ago.
Since I was up early, I was like, hey, what address are you at? They told me, and I was like, oh, that's not it. It's my address. I told them it was my address. They come and dropped off $200 worth of groceries, bro.
No shit.
No shit. And I'm like, what the heck? Whoa.
Well, who paid for it?
I guess they did. But they
Who's
were
that?
using my
Spark?
number for the longest time to steal off of that. Whoever was ordering it.
Well, how the hell can you steal off of it? Somebody's got to pay for it.
Somebody was using that phone number. And it
They
looked like
was
it
probably using somebody else's credit card and your phone number. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. But on that type of order of what it was, it also looked like it was provided. Like government assisted, too.
Oh, so they might have been grabbing onto some government shit using your phone number.
Something. And I was sick of them calling me in the morning. That's why I didn't expect for $200 groceries to show up. I didn't know what was going to show up. I was sick of them calling me.
You was like, hell yeah.
I know. Yeah, that's what it was. And I'm like, oops. I feel bad, but how am I going to give that back? I'm not going to give that back. What am I going to do?
Well, they wouldn't even come and get it back.
They've been calling because the people don't even go out there to get it. It's that sketchy.
That's nuts.
They just leave it sit at somebody else's property and then go get it. Yeah. It's some sort of weird stuff.
I'll be like, well, you bringing me something next week?
Right.
When they call, answer, yeah, I'm here.
Dude, if they call again, I'm going to have to get it arranged. It might be an old person because of the way this stuff
true,
looks.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's why I felt bad. I was like, oh, man, if it happens again, okay, I'm helping. If it don't happen again, you learned your lesson and I win. But yeah, that's been gifted to me. I have the idea. I have motivation now. I know what I want to do with the money when I get the money. But the whole time, I haven't had money. The whole time I've been going through the trial.
You can't do shit without money. That's what I was saying. You got...
And it feels like every time that I do get the money, I forget what I'm supposed to do with it. And at this point, I feel like I'm finally getting to that point where it's like I don't have a choice to forget.
What's crazy is when you're broke and you don't have money,
Yeah.
it's hard to get it. But once you get a little bit and you kind of get it moving, money will move, and if you do it right, it moves itself and it starts accumulating. You keep moving it here, moving it there, and you make it do all these things, and pretty soon,
yeah,
but
you are the
But
business.
like you said, you do get sidetracked. There's, obviously life kicks you. You're stacked. All of a sudden, now your truck needs a rear end, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
oh yeah, especially. But it's just like you are the CEO of your wallet.
Gary's
Because
in here talking
once
all
you get
kinds of
$1, then you can decide where that dollar gets distributed to. If somebody knows you have $1, they're gonna want $1 from you. All of a sudden, an outside thing is attracted to you, and it never was before. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. And then you can be like, oh man, I could buy this $200 investment for like $2 off of this guy because he just wants to get rid of it. Hell yeah, you're gonna do that, but you wouldn't be able to do that if you didn't have $2. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So yeah, it all makes sense. And the way that my brain has been functioning without fucking nicotine has been stupid. It's been stupid.
I'll agree to that.
I mean, I've been on a journey of learning this stuff. That's one of the. Hey, listen, that's the whole reason I made that stupid post. It's because I'm going crazy without nicotine, my guy. I'm sitting here after we smoked as much as we did. I never smoked that much anymore. I really don't. I promise you. But because
That
of
son
what
of a
we
bitch.
did, how it was, I'm craving a fucking cigarette.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah,
Hate to do that to you.
it's okay.
Have to fire up some more weed then. Damn.
It's just karma.
When you're craving a cigarette, no more weed.
I know. Well, I know that it passes, but it's so hard when it comes.
You know what helped me quit smoking cigarettes? First of all, I wanted to quit, but that urge is what I'm saying was every time I really want to smoke a cigarette, I pop some gum in my mouth.
I
And
you
you think that you're, people, well, you're just trading one habit for another. Kind of. Cigarettes, gum. You
It's
know
a
what I mean?
mental trip.
And then once you get past that, you can stop chewing the gum once you get
Yeah.
over that feeling you're talking about.
What it is
it
a
takes
reward
about
system.
2 weeks. It takes about 2 weeks, sometimes 3, depends on how heavy of a smoker you was.
Yeah, according
It took
to what
me
I
about
had
2
read,
weeks.
it was like
After about 2 weeks, I was good, unless I would drink. When I would drink, then I would really want a cigarette, boy.
well, I have that mental need for this with
Put
that
them under.
reward system. Just all of anything that's involved in smoking, it's the habit of smoking is what I have. That's why when you eat something, that's not a habit of smoking anymore.
What's crazy is it really wasn't as much as a habit for me as I liked it. I liked holding the cigarette. I liked that burn going down. You know what I mean? I liked everything about smoking. That's why I still do.
It's kind of
what
like
I do.
a fidget, and so that's why I said
Well,
it's
not
also
all,
consuming. Like it's good and bad in both ways.
I medicate it with it too, because if I didn't smoke, I'm a mess, man. I can't. I'm OCD, HBC, whatever the hell all that shit is.
There are certain things that helps you balance. For me, example,
Yes, I've gotten too stoned before. Just didn't get nothing done, but
I bet you didn't
I get
know.
more done if I smoke and get up and go do it. Now, if I smoke
Yeah.
and sit there, I'll probably sit there and smoke and sit there and smoke.
Yeah.
But if I get up, I can really concentrate and get something done, because then I don't get sidetracked. Because I get sidetracked a lot, man, because I got a lot of shit going on all the time, and it's ridiculous.
I have withdrawal symptoms, and it's from not smoking. It's not from not smoking weed. It's just from
Gotta
not
be that
smoking in
hustle,
general.
dog.
And I have serious clinical anger issues that it's not healthy. I might get sent to jail one day for it because it's bad. Never been diagnosed with it, but I know I have it.
What is it?
Anger issues.
Oh.
Serious anger issues. And
You just need that ass kicked one time real good, and then you get over that.
I used to deal with it by going skateboarding because I'm just throwing myself
You're
on
like,
the
damn,
ground.
somebody to kick the anger right out my ass.
I get
Man.
mad because I can't do it. If I can do it, then I'm going to kick my ass until I can. That's skateboarding. That's disciplining yourself. I don't do that anymore. I got
Yeah.
seriously hurt, and I don't do that anymore.
You know, anger is an emotion. It's, you know, not good in any form because it's just all bad in any angle that you come at it. And trust me when I tell you, I used to be one angry boy. I was from
Yeah.
later teenage years to about 2 or 3 years ago. Not so much, but no, years, dude. I don't even want to go down all that, but I was an angry person, and I've learned to, you gotta let some shit go sometimes, and a lot of times you gotta, instead of acting in the moment, you gotta step back away and think. Go, okay, wait a minute, and you gotta just let these emotions. You gotta wait a minute, man. Don't
breathe.
Yeah, breathe. Like, man, okay, let me think about this logically before I fucking freak out on somebody, or you know what I mean. It's hard to control anger. Anger is one of the hardest ones, man, you know. And I had a hard time doing it myself for years, man. It's basically how when I started this shit, and we'd have equipment malfunctions, I'd be going in here, motherfucker!
Yeah.
And everybody in the fucking house was like, oh my God, this fucking dude's crazy, you know what I mean? And I wasn't yelling at them or nothing. I was just pissed that every time I turn around, something's weirdly fucking not working. And why isn't it the same thing? It's something different every freaking week, you know what I mean? It was like, what the hell? Well, there's halftime. But anyway, so these sons of bitches had to humble my ass, so I was like, I guess I am kind of angry.
That was the energy that was here before. It had to have, because it don't happen now.
No, there was a whole thing. But anyway, we'll be right back. We gotta go use the bathroom and get Al on here, do his little halftime
thing. What's up, David?
Well, yeah, what's up? We will be right back. Hang in there. We're doing good.
Join the Super
It's
Troopers
live.
for this.
We've been for an hour, so we gotta use the bathroom. We shall return very directly. We're gonna leave that shit up to Al.
We'll be right back.
Well. Hot mic. What the hell?
I get on Facebook and I have like 10 notifications, so I was trying to see if there are people coming to the show.
This bad boy down here.
Oh my gosh. I have to get on
Drummer
Facebook.
them down.
I didn't realize how many
Our
people was on there.
ears. Bring us home, mate.
Anybody that's on, if you want to do us a favor right now, you would be a number one supporter if you did so. Go and share this link on your favorite social media with people so that they
What
can
link?
tune in if they want to. The link to our podcast.
Where is it?
Huh?
Where?
Right? There. No, if you click the share button below it. No, look, here, I'll show you. Are you serious?
Oh, I thought you sent the link in the chat or something. I was like,
No.
what you talking about, man? Oh,
That'd be
in
cool.
the actual comments thing or whatever?
Yeah, right there where it says share.
Oh, yeah.
All I have to do since it's set up with everything is just switch which one I want to share it to.
Right.
Which is nice. And it's only Facebook. That's
How you do
it.
that?
I'm not on anything else right now. Everybody telling me to be, but I like YouTube. I like you guys. Better than all the other social medias out there. How do you feel?
There's all kinds of shit going on in the chat.
You'll be a number one supporter if you share that link. Nah. Hey, we appreciate it, man. Seriously. I appreciate you. Nonetheless.
I don't know what's going on in that chat, articulating and whatnot.
What?
I don't know. Well, I said I don't know what's going on. I guess,
Articulate as I have it.
I guess. I don't know what I guess. I don't even
Gary.
stop. He's like, no drums. That's all right. I'm finna keep
Oh,
going.
Gary said you rock, man.
Hey, thank you.
I had his
He
mic
said,
up.
thank you, but we're going to get his mic on real quick.
Do it again.
Say it again.
Hey, thank you. I always rock.
I thought Hank Hill
Yeah,
was
he
back
does.
there with you tonight. Somebody
I
said.
wasn't. Carl just got a VIP pass, I think. So do I.
I thought so.
Way Hall have a VIP pass.
Bang.
Hey, man, if you weren't VIP, I'd kick your ass.
There's a whole bunch of people back there with Hal.
Yeah.
Multiple split people.
Sounds like a whole Fortnite lobby. Hank Hill is in Fortnite, and I really want him. So if he's back there, cut me a deal, bro. Cut me
He
a
be
deal.
promoting them new shows coming out on that there Hulu. Some new King of the Hills.
Oh, yeah, dude. Music licensing is a big one. I'm sure you know about that because you did the radio and stuff. So, licensing is huge. I don't know how much that's corrupting.
Well, when I first started doing that, it was new internet radio, so there wasn't no. You could do whatever you wanted. It was like, I don't even know, like a free for all. You could play what you wanted, say what you wanted. There was no restrictions on anything because it was all new. They didn't know how to do nothing, and then it got to the point where if you wanted to play major label shit, you had to go in and get on the ASCAP or whatever that is, which we did, and then we had to pay so much every time we played if I played an AC/DC song, it would cost us 3 cents or whatever it was, you know what I mean, for just that song. So if I had a 2-hour show, so think about 2 hours worth of music, you're talking a few bucks now, I mean, not a lot, but for
that's
us,
a lot.
if ever, right, so when that happened,
Pay to
then we
play.
started going to do indie and unsigned bands. We started playing them, and then we'd throw in one of those every now and again for a 3 cent here, 5 cent there, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But they quickly put regulations down on that shit because we was just out there getting nuts. Which I want to post some of them old shows, but I don't know how that's going to work on YouTube. They'll probably get me, if I put the music part with that shit, they'll probably get me for that.
Where I run into a wall with it is because it is way different now. You can sell it to, usually the brand is looking for you. You're not looking for the brand. Usually they'll come to you, hey, you have a large audience and we want to use that to sponsor our product for. And so they'll come to you with that token. He almost got $200,000 for having a line about Chipotle in his song. He has something about a girl's body is like a burrito or something. I don't know, some weird stuff. And then there was a whole lawsuit behind it because it was somebody else's line and blah, 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 blah. But the fact is that they want that audience. That's where I run into a wall with it. I'd love to lease my music to, like, movies and video games and everything.
That's what we do around here. We speak the truth. How come?
Yeah. I mean, it as long as it's the positive truth. What are you talking about,
The truth
Dave?
is always positive. What you talking about? The truth. Some people don't want to hear the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Well.
Dude, I made a video and I deleted it. I thought it was hilarious when I made it, and looking back, I'm like, it's probably not hilarious. I was angry, and all I was saying was, you can't handle the truth. You dumb, and I was thinking to myself that I was talking to like a YouTube creator, a bot, a little kid. Like, you just don't understand. The music is good. I was making up a character and being mean. But then when I sat back and watched it, I was like, I wonder if everybody in their head would be thinking it's about them and be extremely offended by this. And then it's not funny at all. Mm-hmm. So I deleted it. I was like, ooh, yeah, I don't think I'm going to post that.
That's weird. I muted Al's mic again because it's got a underlying, and that's weird because I got them brand new Shure microphones, and then one day we was having band rehearsal and I unmuted everything and like, what the fuck? And I just traced it down to this one microphone, switched the cord, did this, did that. It's like, what the hell? And every one of those mics do that. Now, if I take them somewhere else, they don't. I've plugged in different cords, different channels, and no matter where I plug them into, them microphones hum here. But I can use them anywhere else, and they don't.
Maybe it's because of what we just discovered. Maybe somehow it's amplifying from around, like with echo on the cymbals. And maybe the cymbals are vibrating ever so slightly.
No, it's an electrical thing, like a ground. It's like there's no ground on it, but I can plug any other microphone into the same cord, same patch, and everything else, like my main vocal mic. Boom, like this mic here. If I plug it into a regular wire going into the snake, it'll hum. But it don't hum because the wireless ain't plugged straight in. It's almost like a ground thing, but it's weird because, like I said, it's only those microphones. And then if I take them somewhere else, it don't do it. It's crazy as shit. Like these right here should be going. If I unplug this one and plug that in, it'll go.
It does it here or not here?
Here.
Here. That's what I don't know. That's
it don't matter
vibrating
which
off of
channel
something.
you put it in.
It's vibrating off of something. That's how it works.
It's not vibrating. It's a hum. See, I'll show you what I'm talking about.
That's what I mean. Like the electrical from somewhere is humming.
Hear it?
I do.
Let me hold on. Hear that?
Huh. Which one's that?
That's Owl's mic.
Oh. That does not sound like it's Owl's mic. That sounds like it's somewhere over here.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
No, but yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
But like, here, I'll show you.
Dave, what are you talking about, man?
What's he talking about?
I don't know. He didn't comment after that, so I was asking.
Well, that's what I said earlier. Everything we say is true.
Yeah.
Or we speak the truth or whatever the fuck it was I said.
But also, I don't know what's going on, and I never left. Why does that sound like something straight out of the 70s show? I don't know what's going on, and I never left.
Here, let me do an example for you here. Go back here. See that?
Oh yeah.
Check. Hey. I don't. Every one of these do that. Weird because
I don't hear Al, but he's saying stuff.
yeah.
He's on one. I'm good. Man, I have not smoked that much. I'm gonna just chill on
Hello? Oh yeah, I was gonna say. So yeah, I don't know why these microphones do it because, like I said, they was brand new. They didn't do it when I first got them. Just one day, all of a sudden, I was like, "Damn, there's a hum in this motherfucking microphone." And then I kept switching them out, and then all of a sudden,
You know, it's gonna suck for my new phone about like a microphone because this doesn't have a headphone jack in at all. All it has is a C plug. That's it. Oh, dude, I'm gonna have to see if that lapel microphone is here.
oh, I don't have a headphone jack.
Not
huh?
at all, dude. Not at all.
That sucks. Them new phones are like that.
Yeah.
What the hell is Al back here talking?
I don't know. He's saying some
You got to
shit.
get in a microphone if you want to hear something. We can hear you mumbling, but we can't hear what you're saying back there. Ow.
It's still quiet.
I got him all the way up. I can't get him no more high. He's just got to get more in the microphone. Get up on the mic, bro. There you go.
There you go. Make out with the microphone.
I think Meat Wad and Shake were messing with each other.
Meat wad and shakes back there, huh?
And Alex, I think. Yeah. What's like
Well, maybe that's what Dave was asking. If it was true that all those people were back there. Yep.
He says,
Hey,
that
Kill.
true what you're saying is what he said.
Hank Hill. Homer Simpson.
No Homer back there, I don't think.
Right now, that's Fortnite's all Fortnite offers is The Simpsons, and it is pretty cool, but it makes the whole game look weird. I'm alright.
Okay, no more. Leave me alone. You.
I'm good, Mike. I'm great. I'm surprised that you don't blend in with the background, being in camo.
Yeah, it's not the right green though. It's a darker green. You got to have that light green.
That's pretty damn good keying. Well, what about this lid?
Yep, it'll be gone.
Hey, wow, that's pretty good.
You got to have that lighter green.
Yeah.
Like probably the bottoms of these chickens, probably. This cock right here.
Sprinkers. We got the cock and a pussy.
There's cocks and pussies all over this place. In
You know,
case you didn't realize.
I want to
Big
make a
fat
video
fucking pig.
where somebody like stubs their toe or hits their finger. And they go, fuck, 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 and then have a chicken right beside it. Like, I can't even do it. But they literally sound like like,
Did you ever smash your
I'm alright.
finger with a hammer?
Yeah, that's.
Did you say Jesus Christ? Did you
Yeah,
say that?
I mean.
So
yeah.
what do you think? You know, Jesus was a carpenter. When he smashed his fingers, what do you think he said?
North Almighty.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, huh?
Bless it.
You know, people say Jesus H Christ. What does the H stand for?
Henry.
Jesus Henry Christ. I thought maybe holy.
I don't know.
Jesus,
I never
holy
looked
Christ.
into it, actually.
But do you ever hear somebody
H-
say that? Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah.
Them old folks usually used to say that.
It's been a while, though,
Yeah.
yeah. Huh, that's interesting. I don't remember, but I do
I always
remember.
ask that. Does anybody know what the H is? Leave it down there in the comments. Throw
Sounds
it
like
up in
hell.
there in the chat.
Sounds like hell. Like they weren't going to say hell. H-E double hockey stick. Jesus H. Christ. Son of a biscuit eating toaster. That's mine.
Sorry, Lord, we're not trying to do it on purpose. We're just trying to find something. I don't know.
Son of a biscuit eating toaster.
Don't need to be like using your name in vain like that. Whatever. We're just
Cracked
curious.
me up.
I guess we're not really using it in the anger, so you're not using it in vain.
No.
That's when you're using it in vain. Is when
It's your
you're
intent.
pissed. Yeah.
Intent is known. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be explained, but it feels like it does.
Right.
Intent is everything, though. And
Sure.
I said that in one of my songs. I said words are weapons if used with intent. And
For sure.
if they have no
Man,
meaning,
speaking of weapons, and I don't want to cut you off, but I was watching this dude today that was like this CIA operative cat. And it was interesting what he was saying about, everybody's about the nuclear war situation. And he's like, if there was a global nuclear war, it doesn't benefit anybody. You know what I mean? Like, even if we was to even if we bombed Russia and they wasn't for whatever reason able to bomb us back, we just destroyed all that land, all that real estate for what? You can't use it. You know what I mean? It's like virtually stupid. And basically what he was saying is they kind of use that for like, don't you touch me or I'm gonna, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things where it's like you stick your chest out because you got nuclear bombs, but they ain't never going to use them. He said it would be more tactical if they used them like suitcase bombs and just, hit a small spot and fuck a little something up to mess up the economy or whatever instead of like taking out the whole, situation.
well, yeah.
And
no-
he was saying if they was to do that, the best thing that they would, he said you would know because there'd be all this other shit going on that would be distracting you if they was getting ready, like Russia or North Korea or whatever was going to send them, that they would try to assassinate the president 5 minutes before they did it because he's the only one with the football to can open them up and send them back. Like our NORAD, they would pick it up and be like, oh, such and such just sent the things. Then our president would have to get in there, get the codes, and do all that, what they do. But he's the final one, you know what I mean? He can't just get in and push the button. It's got to be a line of people, but he's the final say-so.
Yeah.
And if he's not there, if they assassinate him, he can't get, they call it a football, I guess, is he carries it around.
yeah.
And he's the only one that can, like, you got to probably eye and fingerprint the thing to, you know what I mean? Because that's some serious shit right there.
I think,
And that's pretty crazy if you think about that.
yeah. It is, and that's exactly what it is. It's all power. It's power being played. It's a power football, power toss.
Right.
And I think what it comes down to is, well, you wouldn't want to destroy
Gary said,
something
"Holy is
that's
my
already
guest."
profiting. If it's already profiting, why the hell would you want to tear that down and rebuild it?
Uh-huh.
You just want to fund into it. And that's why, I believe
he was saying that was the one thing that we learned from Japan, you know what I mean? We went and blew that shit up, but it cost us gazillions to rebuild it, you know what I mean? And clean up the radiation and then all the fallout, not from the bomb, but because of what we did to other humans, how we did them, you know what I mean? They were like, hey, motherfuckers, wait a minute, you know what I mean? You can't be, United States or not, you can't be doing that shit.
They
you know
tested
what I mean?
it in the past, and they realized how terrible of a technique it was. And it got to the point, it got to the
at
point.
the time, they really kind of had to do that to make it stop. I mean, I guess they could have done it, but it would have took longer. They went like, boom! Like, you know what? We're done.
Man.
You know what I mean? Because Japan, a lot of people don't know, Japan They fucked up with Pearl Harbor. That wasn't the real mission. I watched this documentary, and they was supposed to be. They was on these other islands, and somehow they got fucked up or whatever. But if they would have succeeded, and we wouldn't have caught them jumping these islands, they would have probably got us. And that's because they was so close, and all this shit was going on, and our military figured it out. That's why they did it, because they had to put a stop to them, because they was, believe it or not, them damn Germans and them was pretty close to having us on our coast, the southern coast down there.
We wouldn't
in
know.
Hawaii.
We
They was
wouldn't know
coming
what
up
to
to
do.
take in Hawaii, but they was gonna do that and then swing back around, and them Japanese was gonna come straight up instead of going over. But they got busted hopping these other islands to refuel. Or something crazy. It was pretty weird how the dude was explaining. It's been a while since I've seen it. I was like, damn. It was like, if they wouldn't have caught them other bombers, they was coming.
Well, I think everything has got to the extent where they realized that it was just... You can have a bigger bomb. You can have a bigger gun. You can have a bigger gun. You can have a bigger gun. You can have a bigger gun.
Right.
You can have a bomb. You can have a bigger bomb. A bigger bomb. A bigger bomb.
Sure, and they're still doing it.
But
the
no.
military complex.
And then there's a limit. There's a limit. The limit is humanity ending, blowing up Earth on accident. It's not very hard to achieve, and they tested a fraction of this, and it caused devastation for miles. And they realized, oops, and they wanted to test how that would react with humanity. And they did, and they saw that it wasn't good. They saw that they lost all their profits on that. Of course, they're not going to choose that route again. Every fear tactic that they have used on us since then has been that exact power play.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it is over here, and that's how it is over there. This is why, and this is what could happen. And like, for the economy to do better, you must make them run. Fear. For some reason, that pumping adrenaline makes you work. It makes you move. It makes you move. If you don't do it, actually, I just read a fascinating story on this. If you don't give living creatures, something, then they will start to kill each other. And they did. It was a mouse trap experiment. What they had is
because the motherfuckers get hungry and go to cannibalism, probably.
No, they give them enough food to survive forever, enough resources to survive forever. It's heaven, and enough mates to keep mating. Mm-hmm. And slowly they stopped mating with each other, and slowly they stopped eating, and they become aggressive, and then they started eating each other when they had food on the ground. The whole time, fresh and brought out. It was the 99 mouse experiment or something like that. It's a real thing, and it was the idea that if you don't introduce something into a human's life, they will end it themselves. It is the natural way that the creatures want to function. You want to live and die. That is your sole purpose, and you don't even know it. And it's crazy because that's what they implement. And I wondered why fear. Well, fear makes you fucking scatter. It makes you move. And fear can cause you to do crazy things.
Well, fear is what kicks in your animal instincts when you are out in the woods and you're sitting there and all of a sudden you start hearing all shit. You know what I mean? You hear noises way over there and all this.
They don't even understand the
spiritual part. You start recognizing. So
part.
There ain't animals, because back in the day when we was, not civilized, so to say, not quite, but running around and chasing the herds, you had to know what was sneaking up on you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And all your senses was real, and all like enhanced in that sense in nature. You know what I mean? You was more in tune.
Each vice is slowly deadened by what we consume and eat, and that is a power play. I mean, if you look at these other people, supposedly they don't smoke, they don't eat unhealthy, they don't wipe their butt with unhealthy toilet paper. You know what I mean? These rich people, that's what we call these categories, or at least I do. I don't know. Maybe I envision in everything wrong. But there is a technique to that, to surviving longer, to being more prosperous, to being better to the environment. It's actually like a whole category that you just, I guess, wouldn't know without needing to or having to. Like, the reason you have this is because of this, you know? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, but you didn't know that before. Why did that benefit you? It didn't. It just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Dave said, yeah, I was there and seen it.
I don't know what he's talking about. Whatever we was talking about, I guess.
Holy is my guess. No, probably like the button, the president running for the button. That's scary, isn't it?
Well, that's what Gary's talking about, but I don't know what
Well, that's why it's scary.
Dave was talking about.
That's why it. I don't know.
But, you know, like I said, there's no reason for them to do that, because if they do all that, they blow up. Because the reason you go to war is because you want whoever else's resources. That's the whole purpose.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Can't
you want their
have 'em if you blow 'em.
land. You want something they got.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it all boils down to. That you want their territory because they got something in it that you want. Ain't nobody fighting for no. Well, they are fighting for the desert because it's got oil. I was getting ready to say ain't no fighting for no desert because there ain't nothing there. But yeah, it's got oil, so they're over there, and then all that. The hell is that shit?
I think they're preoccupied on like crypto right now.
Well, what was that over there?
Ukraine.
What's that shit? No, over there in wasn't that Afghanistan that they pulled out of and left all that shit there? But the biggest thing is that lithium mine that was over there. They walked away from that, and China went right on over there and grabbed that bad boy.
I mean,
that's why we was over there fighting for it in the first place.
Yeah.
And when they got evacuated and left all our military shit there and all that, then China come in and took over that lithium mine that's there. And the lithium mine's all these batteries and shit for these e-cars and all that shit. Whew. They was like, yep, ours. Thank you, America. I was like, damn.
Well, that's interesting. Shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's wild. That makes sense. But I still think that there's a big thing going on with crypto that we don't even know about.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because that's an intellectual property somewhere. And according to what you read everywhere, it's like free real estate. That's why people are consuming it.
Yeah, I don't get that because now I know when it first came out, buddy I worked with, his son, well, I worked with both of them. I know his son started messing with that crypto. And I was like, I don't know, man, that shit's not real. I ain't messing with that. And he ended up making a little bit of money. Then he lost some, made some, lost some. But my cousin, now his son, which would be my second cousin, he invested in it somehow. And my dude got some bucks now, dude. He invested when it first came out and bought a big old chunk of it. And like he quadrupled his money, man. And he's well-to-do now. I mean, he ain't rich, but
hey, I mean,
he ain't hurting.
I got a few friends that have claimed to be invested in it, and I wish them the best because there's definitely the return on investment in that is supposedly ridiculous. I mean, like per $1 is $10,000, and like one coin, I don't know how much is up there, 17,000 or more than that or whatever. But somewhere along the lines, you got to think about it in a physical realm aspect. My opinion, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy for this, but that's real estate. That's virtual space. Virtual space. And it's infinite. We don't know how far it goes. It's just infinite. If there was beings that was living there, virtual beings, if you will, we're claiming their territory and putting a price on it. We're staking our flag on it. And so you would think that there would be a power play like China. Oh yeah, let me get that. And USA, and it's a race, and there's got to be a war. There's got to be a whole system out here. I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. It's worlds and real estate. Everything that's real estate, you could put investment into. Anything that has space, you could build amazingly. Like it's like taking 1 penny and then putting another penny beside it. Now you have 2, but it's also taking up a bigger space. It's just like that concept. And that penny maybe makes $10,000 for the government. So all of a sudden, that next penny beside it, that's $20,000. You know what I mean? It's real estate.
Only problem with it is it costs more to make the penny than what it's worth.
Yeah. Dude, did you see? Oh my gosh. If that doesn't scream in your face, like, I don't know, bro. They're taking away pennies. They are taking away pennies.
Speaking of, but man, how'd y'all enjoy that first little snow? Me? No, sir. How'd you like that snow, Mr. Horse? No, sir. I didn't like it.
Dude, I was out
I
in
don't
that.
like that cold weather, man.
I was out in that.
I just can't do it.
I went to the park and I was like, oh, it's not gonna like snow hard or whatever. I was trapped. I was, oh, it's so cold. That was some heavy, and the wind was what was like scary about it. Everything changed color. The wind was like vicious. It came in hard.
I still didn't get all my yard cleaned up. I still got some of them tarps and plastic stretched out from the yard sale. I gotta get, but they was all soaking wet from the rain. So next couple days is supposed to be decent with no rain, warm up slightly. So I'm gonna try to get them dried out so I can fold them up and put them away. Man, that shit was looking crazy out there.
I noticed that you had cleaned up. Looks good.
That shit was getting ridiculous. And I knew that snow was coming, so I was like, man, I gotta get this shit cleaned up before it hits.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, winter's about to be here. I'm about to go get, you know, it's almost a year ago I fell and fucked up my shoulder. I'm just now, that slightly hurts to do that. Ooh, that really hurts more to go down like that, but I'm gonna have that looked at. I get to go get that looked at Friday. I got an appointment, both my shoulders, but this one's the worst one.
Dang.
They're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna have to cut you open and put new soldiers, put fucking titanium shits in you and all that, and fucking. That's what I'm saying. Nah, you better take me to some kind of therapy or something. But you ain't. I mean, at this point.
No, I don't even know what they would want to do about what I got. It's your choice. You know, they're gonna say,
come here.
if you don't do this, then this could happen. And it's gonna be really scary. But in the end, it's your choice. If you don't want them to do it, you just say, no, I'm okay. I'll suffer that, you know, whatever. The worst that they could do is, like, I think, control what substance you can take. And so they'll look at you like an addict whether you want to or not and be like, are you going to use this or not? And if you're not going to use it, then we're not going to, you know.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to have to get looked at. I don't know what's really wrong with it, so.
I have a bunion. If they saw this, they'd be like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if they want to cut it off. But, dude, this bunion sticks out like this far from my toe. And it's from skateboarding. Yeah. And I have this, and I didn't go get that checked out. There's a couple things, and you know, luckily I've had no issues with it. But if I was to go in, I
why don't you just take a cheese grater and grind that bitch down?
Yeah, right. Did I tell you? The only issue I really have with it is wearing like boots, because boots compress the toes to go like outwards.
I can take my grinder, cut it right off.
Yeah, my toe had popped out of place. I don't know if it ever went back in place, but I think it did, and it happened on the day.
It wouldn't have if you didn't put it back, unless you felt it like snap or something.
Well, I mean, I felt all kinds of things. I felt sick from the pain.
I know that's right.
I felt sick from the pain, yeah. My toe was like this, and now it has slowly went back to like straight. That's what happened. It got the bottom of my foot was probably like broke and put this way. Nuts. I tell people all the time, they don't believe me. I broke this foot 7 times, and this foot now 3 times. I only counted 2 because that's a break.
It was the first day with his new feet.
That's probably a break.
Broke them asses.
Yeah, first day. This is a good idea, guys. Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, good, because that's what I use. SeAth, I'm still waiting on you to do that phone so we can download it. I'm still waiting on you to do that on my phone so we can download it. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but we'll get it figured out, man, for sure. I just told Al that if you're still wanting to run around tomorrow, that I give him a ride too. So at like
If
after
anybody
4:16,
just tuning in and don't know, Owls, who's playing the music in the back on the guitar,
killing it.
if you didn't know. And
One
he
of
does
our
a little
many
halftime
talented
thing.
musicians we have here. You know,
He does a little thing when we got to go halftime, do a little pee break and stuff. Man, my phone's getting low on some juice, boy. It's getting to be about that time anyway. It's already 10. Got 151 on the official.
I wish my biggest worry was.
Gary
a
says, I
bunion.
wish my biggest worry was a bunion.
It's not my, it's not my biggest worry, but that's something I do worry.
You should get some jewelry to put on it and shit. Some little toe rings put on your bunion. Pierce it and shit. Get your little fucking belly ring and put on your bunion.
In my shoes, if you were to actually look, there's an indent where the shoe is formed over it. Because of how I have to wear shoes. That's been like, what, two years probably since that happened, though. So, compared to what it was and how it is now, no.
When you walk, do you wear shoes out does like one side wear out before the other, the front or the back, rather?
No, I haven't noticed that.
Mine, the inside of the shoe wears out. I need a front end alignment because the inside treads are wearing out before the rest of it.
I wear really thick soles because I skate, so like I want my feet to be very far away from the danger, especially when I land, because that cushion. And so like it's like this thick on my shoe. I got the Nike Air or whatever, and it's really, I can't tell. I never noticed that, but you can definitely see like the actual extrusion. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not.
There's a big old ball on the end of it.
Literally. What's on the bottom of my shoe? Was that embarrassing? It's just mud, alright?
Hopefully it ain't a toad. Ain't no animals like
Some
well.
toilet
Them damn
paper.
cats come through once in a while on my shit. Little bastards. Them cats are
Yeah.
evil.
That one was free. You gotta
They're
sign up for
evil.
my OnlyFans for the next one.
Damn cats.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Gary, we was talking earlier, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm about to get me a truck and go scrapping, because man, it's getting to the point where, fuck, I might have to go out and suck some dick, and I don't like the thought of that." I was like, "Damn."
Oh, my
I
God.
cracked up. I don't like the thought of that.
I'll do it if
I'll
I
bet
gotta.
you don't, man.
wanna. That's like, wow, what's that movie? It's, shoot. It's gonna kill me. But there's a whole meme based on it. It was like, you're getting $5 for this? And the other person turns to him, you're getting $1 for this? And then the other person turns to them, you guys are getting paid for this? It's that movie. I can't name what
He
it
says,
is.
"Nah, that thing off." That's what I said. Get the old angle grinder. We'll just take it off real quick.
50 pesos. Oh, pesos. That's only like $1 in American money. Oh, man.
We
what
can get
movie
a
is
butter knife and do it the hard, painful way.
it? You got you slobbering over here.
He said it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, sucking dick.
Oh, good lord. Good lord. No, we would not be
I
doing
know.
that over here
Bad
at the
thing
Medium
is,
Farm.
you suck one dick, you're a cocksucker for the rest of your life. Ain't that some bullshit?
I guess so, yeah. I guess so. See, we gotta hire a massage parlor management service in the company. We gotta have a massage thing category just for all that.
Massage therapy.
I bet the big time rappers in their company, they got like the hose category. Like,
Probably.
I don't know. It's weird. If you had money and you could buy that, and you know you could buy that, wouldn't that turn into a lucrative business as a rich person? It would be a whole division.
If it's got anything to do with coochie, it is a lucrative business.
It's the
really.
artist stimulant in the entertainment industry. It's the stimulant for the artist to be creative. Right?
I guess.
There's
I
your
mean,
incentive. Write it up on taxes. Get paid for it. Because you're investing into your company. Man. I wish it was that easy. I wish it was, you could just like write a couple documents and submit it, but you have to know where it goes. You kind of have to pay for that wall. You know what I've looked for recently?
Shit.
I've looked for
Glasses
how to
are all
take
fucked up.
business classes for free. Just like, because you could do that on like YouTube.
Probably.
That's what I asked ChatGPT to just summarize a full year of it for me. And I read through that and I was like, all right, well, let's go to where I don't understand it.
I was going to say that earlier. I watched this dude that did that Brock thing that Elon put out. His version of the AI shit. You know what I'm talking about? It's called Brock.
Wait, what?
So Elon put out this AI thing like ChatGPT or whatever.
Oh.
But it's supposed to be better than all the other ones and blah,
Grok.
blah, this. Yeah.
Is it the
Yeah.
Twitter one?
I don't know. I don't know what it, but
I
I watched
bet.
this YouTube thing where a dude asked it. He had to prompt it all first. And he was saying, make yes or no, make all answers easy. And he goes, he wants to know from a observable point and mathematical point and all that type of shit. And he was asking about the age of the dinosaurs. And what he started out with was, is they've dug up in 3 different parts of the world, way far away from each other, like little things, what the hell you want to call them? Trinkets.
Fossils?
Not fossils, like little trinkets made by some people years ago, like these ancient peoples or whatever, the Metholithic, I don't know.
Like
but
amulets?
yeah.
Special.
And they got dinosaurs and shit. And people riding them. And they're like the same description of them when they, in their little, you know what I mean?
Like a microchip? An ancient microchip?
No, not a microchip, like an actual trinket, like a shelf piece, like this.
Oh, and you saw depictions of that, like painted on it or carved into it?
No, it was actual, instead of a pig, a dinosaur.
Yeah. Oh.
And these people made this.
Oh.
How can you make a dinosaur without seeing it? Even if they dug up the bones, they wouldn't know what it looked like.
Yeah. So it's their depiction of the creature they saw.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And there's one of them where they got a human riding one. And so anyway, dude started asking GPT about the age and how they test it. And they do this radiation, I forget what it's called. But coming from a scientific standpoint and probability with the numbers and observable shit, ChatGPT come up with the conclusion that how they do it is only a 10% probability. Like how they test that dinosaurs are supposed to be 130 million years old. The way they test that, the probability of it's only 10%.
Well, I mean...
Think about that. So, if that means that the people was around when these dinosaurs ain't that old.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying, and what I've been saying that. And ChatGPT, or not this Brock thing.
Yeah.
Basically, the way he asked it, because then after he asked it all them questions, and it told him, then he said, "Okay, pretend like all that stuff that I prompted you with. Pretend like we're going to start out with a fresh person that knows nothing, that don't prompt you. How would you tell this person if they asked you about the dinosaurs?" It told a completely different answer. And then he asked why, and it was like, well, because when you start out, it just gives you the basic information of what is, put into there. You got to prompt it and ask it all this other shit to put 2 and 2 together. Which dude did. It was quite amazing, because I've always thought that man walked with dinosaurs, because they found these footprints in Texas where there's dinosaur footprints and man's footprints side by side. You know what I mean? And they was fossilized because, for whatever reason, people seem to think that this animal died and then laid there for thousands of years and the bones turned into rock, and that ain't even how it happens. Some kind of catastrophe has to happen where that motherfucker was buried immediately, instantly, and tuned in.
Yeah.
Right now. It happens right now. It ain't no thousands-year thing. So I think the radiocarbon dating is what that is, and they're wrong. I think this ChatBT or that Brock thing hit it right on the nuts, man. And I've been saying that for years, dude. I'm like, nah, man. There's something about that I don't buy.
What?
And it's what's really weird is I watched another documentary, and this dude was saying that the actual flood, which most Christians want to say was 6,000, like the Earth's only been around 6,000 years, which I'm not going to go to that stretch. But whenever the flood happened, and it did happen, that's when they're saying that all that, that's when the actual dinosaurs got. That's when it happened. They did because they found them with food still in their mouth, fighting, and all this other shit. So that brings me back. So it might not be that old, and who knows? Because, and the dude was saying that once the flood happened, that contaminated how they test because everything was just washed out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the way they think they can test it, they can't really do it. Quite interesting. I wish that I should have.
Well, the water
wrote that
purifies
down.
a lot of the chemicals on it anyway. The only way you could read it is from the water levels on the object. That's like as simple as saying how do you tell how old
to
a
train
tree
your
is? You count the rings. That's
the
a
thing
physical.
about it is,
that's a physical evidence that you can provide. Everything else is a test. Everything else is a guess. Everything. And that's why it brings me back to I don't think we have as advanced technology as we think we have. I think it is.
I think we had more advanced technology, and somewhere along the line it got lost, and then we're
I think
just
it's
now getting
cyber.
back.
I think it's cyber and not physical. I think it's very cyber. I think we have very complex things that we don't even know what we
it is
have.
physical on the means of like the ether, what they call the energy. Like Tesla was getting energy from the earth to give everybody free power and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
That's
They have all that
I think
space
back
equipment.
these cats that built the pyramids and all these other megalithic structures used that shit in there. I feel, you know what I mean? That's what they was for. You don't build big shit like that just to, look at me. I mean, you do, but not back then.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because back then they seemed to have better technology and known what the fuck was going on more than we do now. So I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I have no idea. I hope that whoever is reading things and telling us all the facts is right. Because that's like I say about... This is like I say about the conspiracies so deep as to flat earth. It's like, I don't want to question that. Because then I'll be in an infinite loop of I don't know. Oh, bro, I have a screenshot on this old phone that after this I will show you. We were talking on one of the episodes how we don't discover asteroids that could kill the Earth. And we know where everything is. Well, I have an article that just said one passed yesterday that we discovered yesterday and thought was 31 Atlas. And now 31 Atlas has been pushed back for until December 19th until we'll see it. Yeah. And then there's another article based on this article that says that could be a probe.
It's already went around the sun. It's already back around. They're already watching it because it just did some other weird shit now.
It came back from around the closest point to Earth is when it'll be December 19th. And the one that
still
just
way
passed
far
us,
away.
I don't know if it was how big it was because I couldn't find the specs on it, but they did say it was similar in every attribute, but the fact that it was moving differently what means that it wasn't part of it. Now, another article argued that article and said that was an alien probe from it. They sent an alien probe out around here.
Yeah, I heard something about that too.
That was just discovered yesterday.
But I just watched this thing, old, Simon Dan.
That's how much they don't know.
He was talking about, because there was this flat earther dude trying to say something about comets. Comets are just ice and dust. and he was saying that he was trying to say that you can't, that they come around and they get burnt up. So he was saying that they couldn't be that old because they'd be all burnt up. But he was talking about there's a spot that these sumbitches just keep coming from. They're never ending. You know what I mean? Out there that they just keep. There's a in our galaxy that's how we get them, and that's how when we're able to measure them and all this other shit, and we know where they're coming from. And there's just a certain time of the year. Same with the meteors. There's certain times of the year when we're closer to that section where we're more prone to that shit coming in. That's how we get those meteor showers every whenever that is, because we're close to that Kuiper belt or whatever that is that throws all that shit our way.
We're shown over and over and over all these civilizations that have lived life before, and they are dead and gone.
And then Gary says, how do you sail all the way around the world if it's not round? I said that the other day. How do you fly? I said, Craig Reed pretends the earth is flat. And I'm like, dude, you've flown all around the world with Leonard Skinner how many times? And you're going to sit there and say the earth is flat? And I just watched another one today with the final experiment. He showed, because now there's a video running around where this dude was on this snowmobile going, and they was like, oh, look, there's a glitch. That's why it's fake. It's fake. And they were showing this little black thing up in the air, and it looked weird. And he showed the original video, and here it was a flag, a black flag showing, like they had a white flag, then another 20 foot, there was a white flag, and then another 20 foot, there was this black flag. But he was saying that they took that off this video, then somebody compressed it, then YouTube compressed it, then they took it off that, and then he said by the time it got to where these guys was, you couldn't see the flagpole. It was just this black anomaly. But he showed both videos at the same time, and you could see the original one, which was his, and then that one was like, oh yeah, these guys are idiots, man. Like, it was nuts. There was a good one. I wanted to send that one to old KP.
Yeah.
Say, there you go, dude. Look, I mean, like, because what he did, he's got this video he's making now where he took somebody else's camera and his camera, which was the 360 cameras, and synced them up and they was at two different points, and to show you how the cloud formations are all the same, but you're from a different angle. You know what I mean? A different perspective. Yeah. They call that a parallax.
Well, they say it goes as far as to say, like, yeah, it's most scripture will say that it's round and it's a planet and it's in space.
No, it doesn't. There ain't a spot in the Bible that says it's round or flat. Not single spot.
Maybe not in the Bible, but in scriptures, they would say we are a planet, a star in the universe, right? And there are paths where we travel through. They base our star signs, like Capricorn, Aquarius, based on timelines and where we follow in the universe around the sun. All these things correlate, and they've had all of these lifetimes live and learn these lessons.
Well, that's how the sailors first learned how to go across the oceans, was from the stars.
So we have a pre-existing map of the universe that we live in, and we still get fumbled by things that are as close as...
Well, they used to think back in the day that you would sail out in the ocean and fall off the edge.
Yeah.
And then one day somebody was like, let's go to the edge and see what that's like, and
never
made
had
it to
flat
the
Earth
edge.
Conspiracy until they had that. That's how all that come up.
The only thing it says
possible
in the Bible, and people try to use this, it says something, I can't remember which one it is, but it says the winds from all four corners of the world. But what it's talking about is north, east, south, and west is what it's talking about. It ain't got nothing to do with the earth being flat or square or falling off a fucking edge. There's just, I don't know.
You know, planes...
I wish I had the money to take Craig and KP and whoever else, my buddy John May, down to Antarctica and let them witness it for themselves. Yeah. It's like they all think Antarctica is this place that you're not allowed to go to, and you can. You ain't allowed to go down there willy-nilly and do whatever you want. It's a big thing. There's a bunch of red tape. But you can go down there. You can go down there and get a job. All this bullshit about, the government, they're going to shoot you if you... That's all bullshit.
See, we're
These
supposed to
conspiracy
figure
dudes
out...
are out of their minds.
We're supposed to figure out what to do before we get to impact. Before the great flood comes because of, per se, an asteroid or running into another planet or whatever could happen that might happen. Or God just decides to end it. We're supposed to figure it out. And we've given chance after chance after chance after chance, and it's been rubbed in our faces, and we know it. We know it exists. You failed, or you evolved for whatever reason. Either there's a reason or there's not a reason. And there has to be a reason. We all feel that. And we've seen it throughout, and it's been documented.
You gotta go.
So these things that have been wiped out by whatever catastrophe that did happen was still documented and still here, and we still wonder what to do.
As far as the catastrophes are concerned, the evidence is all there for that shit. I mean, that's for sure.
I don't know how long the span of a civilization is, like the lifespan.
Mm-hmm.
But they say it's around 2,000 years, and they also have claimed that we've passed that.
Well, yeah.
So
clearly.
Nobody really knows anything.
I mean, we're
it's
way
all
past
an
that
educated
because
guess.
2,000 years ago, that was just when they killed Jesus. You got to figure from Jesus pre to all that, that's a whole nother how many years.
Yeah. I have no idea, and I couldn't even begin to tell you. But I do have a song that at one point claimed, I think everything happened in 200 years.
Because that's where the calendar and all the time and all that starts with is when, he was crucified. Yeah. That's when they decided to make the, all the time, I guess, or whatever you want to call it.
I said every 200
really,
years they have the Great Reset. That's what it feels like. Because by the time 100 years is up, history is already erased. It's already gone. Nobody remembers that because it's one generation to the next. Unless there's a monument built, and then we base our history based on monuments and how old, when they were there or when they weren't. Like if we find an ancient tribe remainings, that's a monument.
One thing they was talking about, you know how they say a certain town was founded in 1831 or whatever the hell? They say founded. They say that, I think it's the Tartarian thing, that all that shit was there, and that's why they say founded, because they came there and found these cities, you know what I mean? It's a pretty wild theory.
I mean, yeah, discovery.
But it is weird when you look at them old black and white pictures from back then, and they got these beautiful buildings and all this shit. And you look at their houses, and they're these wooden shacks and all this shit, and they're in horse and buggies, and the streets are all dirt and shit. And it's like, how can you build this beautiful building, but yet, craft all this finely crafted stone,
now,
but you get out of town and you guys are in these damn, shitty-ass wooden shacks.
Now, if you choose to believe the history, of the world, that we are here as long as they've documented it for, then what could explain that for me is the most detrimental thing that I could think of. Honestly, it's the only thing I can explain. Because you're talking about deserts, right? And now it's like green, luscious, and big buildings. It went from small to big fast, right? Mm-hmm. Well, it wasn't that long ago, and about that time when everything was bare, that we were actually in the world wars. And they were bombing us. And that could explain why there was no grass and nothing growing.
Where?
Here.
We never got bombed.
None of our territory got touched during the world wars?
No. Hell, we ain't never been touched, dude. Ever.
So why was it all desert and then it just grew? Within 200 years. Basically.
It wasn't desert. It was more woods. When the settlers came, they chopped all shit down, except for the plains. Once you get out to Indiana and all that, it's all flat and it's plains. Then you get back into the mountains and all that shit when you get back out to Colorado and California and all that shit. But
maybe in the westerns. The westerns area is what I'm kind of referring to. You
Texas,
desert,
Utah,
sand.
Arizona, that's all desert and sand and whatnot. But that's the only thing that's like that. We're the only continent in the world that's got everything.
I don't know.
Other than I think Africa's got all
That
the
could
different...
possibly funnel like my whole thinking process, but like when I look at old pictures from back in the day, like from my dad, there's no buildings around. All there is this flat land that barely has any kind of growth to it. I mean, it was dry sand before we came not long ago and planted everything, and it just grew like...
No, the eastern United States was all forest. That's what I'm saying. We come and chopped it all down and kept continually chopping and chopping and chopping to build.
Yeah. We didn't... I don't remember really like seeing too much of that depicted as the older
by
times.
the time you're seeing the pictures you're talking about, we've
It's
already
past.
done. Yeah, we've
It's
already
past.
done come and raped and pillaged.
But see, that we don't have the technology today to go and rape and pillage and make a place dry like that. I mean, the whole world. That
ain't the whole
happened
world.
fast.
I mean, we still got, look at Ohio. Ohio's pretty damn full of, Pennsylvania, New York, the whole East Coast,
Things have to like be there for a while.
They call it the Smoky Mountains, you know what I mean? That's all forest. Even where we was down in southern Ohio, you know what I mean? It was like that, even bigger, pretty much all the way through. And there was a lot of animals before we came in, obviously the buffalo, but there was a lot more shit than that. I hear tell that we had actual like sloth and a couple other things.
Yo, we just went and revisited the tombstone of pessimism, which is the birth of Canton. And the birth of Canton was the idea of can't became Canton, which means you could. I don't know why I decided that meant you could. It couldn't have been couldn't. I don't know.
Could have.
Yeah, right? Something. But no, it became Canton. There's a tombstone for the enemy. Here lies the enemy, and there's no body there. It's actually a tombstone for it, and it's at the McKinley Monument. And it's all based on the psychology that we said, we're not at war anymore, and it's been about 20 years or so, and we don't want to suffer anymore, so we're going to rebuild. Hence the birth of the McKinley Monument. And they had that, and it made it so like everybody was like, oh yeah, we're just gonna stop dwindling taxes and you can have the percentage of your gold back or something. Something was given back. So when it was bare, it's not because it wasn't growing, it's because there was no money. Nobody was investing into the real estate. There was no neighbors. Nobody was coming. Nobody was going. We were broke. We were stuck where we were. And that was because of the war. It didn't have to actually impact us with bombs. It impacted us as a society, and we just died off that much. So it would make sense. It would actually make sense for it to look that because of the war.
The war didn't make us broke. The war is what brought the money back. That's what made the economy go. We was in the Great Depression
when we won.
Before World War I.
When we won. But until we won, we were funding all our resources into the war.
There was no war until we got broke as hell, and everybody was going through shit, and then World War I. And that brought the economy on everybody, because everybody had to build tanks, guns, bullets, parachutes, fucking, everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the whole purpose of war. It's a money machine. And all these rich-ass son of a bitches own all the companies that build the shit for the war machine. So every time they go to war and tear shit up and use all the bullets, use all the rockets, blow up the tanks and this and that, well, they need more. So these cats are always getting fat off the politicians and shit.
Yeah, that's separating
the reason.
Business from military.
For the most part.
Yeah, because the military...
There's
That's
always
what I'm saying.
objectives, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. All of the money was taken from the people and put into the military. And the business was profiting like crazy because the military was putting money in the business's pocket.
But there was no money to take from them. That's what I'm saying. That in the Depression times, there wasn't shit. People, they was in lines from the government, and there was barely anything on that.
That was their psychology.
People were struggling, bro.
That's what they were saying. They were saying, we're going to take people from you and send them overseas. You're going to have to fear it. You're going to have to fear it. This is what's going to happen. And we're going to limit all of your food rations because it needs to be divided with these people. It was implemented as more of a fear that it was like people didn't want to buy groceries. They wanted to send groceries to their loved ones. You know, it was when you're emotionally broken, like we were just talking about, you don't want to eat.
Well, and back then it wasn't so much. There wasn't much groceries to buy. Back then, you made all your food. You gardened and all that bullshit. You went to the grocery store for you know, the shit that you really couldn't grow or whatever. You know, everybody had a cow, chickens, so you don't need to go to the grocery store for eggs and milk and mostly vegetables. You go there for probably grain and, you know, I don't know. Probably back then they probably made their own flour and all that shit, man. Like,
and it wasn't that long
you know,
ago that people
of course,
did
you make
that.
your own bread and, you know, the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean?
And within 100 years, not even, like a couple years, honestly, from there, we have gotten to the point where we can have food delivered to us because we ordered on a physical, virtual device that just it takes money out of our bank account, automatically gives it to somebody, and then they just know to show up because they have a device that does the same thing. And like the technology jump there is retarded, and that just goes to improve on my theory about this whole, like, bro, 200 years. Like, that's what my song said, 200 years. I don't know how long it is. I hope that God people are right and we have a long time to live. But I feel like humanity is not learning the lesson, and I don't know why. And I'm passionate about that. I'm very passionate about that.
Some are, but most aren't. Most people are,
we are
follow
getting
along.
to a point, everybody's like, oh, we're in biblical times. We're in biblical times in our heads. Some people are getting to that point where they think they know the answer. And you just don't know. You can't know the answer.
Yeah, there is an answer.
That's what
There's only one answer.
What?
Jesus. That's it.
It's the not knowing, and you're
You
not
don't have
supposed
to
to
know.
know. You're not supposed to know. There's, I could go on about a lot of things, but your brain is, the way that a human brain works, I guess having that knowledge of just that one category would make your brain literally, like, explode. And I could see how it could, because there's a whole spiritual realm that we haven't even brought into it.
There's that whole, there's, you know, I don't know about the end times and all that. I don't really think the end times are like the end times. I think it's going to be the beginning times, but all the bad needs flushed down the toilet, and that's what's going to happen. And, you know, if you ain't on the right side, guess where you're going?
Yeah.
You're going to be like,
It,
can't really hear it, but you know, I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
it's there is a spiritual war going on and we can't see it, but it is really happening.
Oh, yeah.
Believe that, and it's been happening for a long time, but soon it will be. Well, I don't know, I can't say soon because I don't know shit, but
I really
there
don't
will
like,
be an end to it
I really
at
don't
some
like
point.
that. I have a
I feel
crazy
like soon
aspect
because,
about
you know,
myself.
that's all growing up. I've always heard that all my life. You know, people, the end times are coming, the end times are coming, the end times are coming, the end time. And I'm like, you guys are fucking nuts. You know what I mean? But it's going to get real bad. But, you know, when you look at it now, shit's kind of bad out there. You know what I mean? When the famine sets in, when the food sources get all fucked up and the water sources, that's when the shit's going to hit the fan.
I think it's because somehow you didn't know. You want to think and believe as much as you do that you did know, but I think it's somehow because we didn't know. And I think that was the whole plan. I think that's God's lesson. It's like, you just didn't know, and I wanted to show you, because this is just human life. There's a whole life where you learn to fly, and that affects your every movement of every second of every moment of your entire life's existence.
Get the fuck out of here, you know that?
Yeah.
It's like we're way over. Almost a half hour.
The crazy part to me, I guess we'll leave it for another aspect. Or another.
Well, if you can wrap it up, Seth.
Yo,
know
I'm
that's hard
crazy.
for
They
you to
call
do.
me shady. I get your lady. I make some babies. I'm making 80. Grand taking like a million years plus I'm 80.
My phone's about to die.
Somebody
too. I gotta plug
pay
that
me.
bitch in. If it goes dead, I'm in trouble.
The brain is aching. But no mistake, G. That's
Looks
the
like
end of this
everybody else
taping.
has had enough too. They're dropping out like flies.
Thanks for hating. Thanks for flaking. No, seriously.
Everybody, we gotta
it's
get
you
the
I'm
hell out of
thanking.
here. So appreciate everybody for hanging out with us during this live session.
Much love.
And fuck, I don't know. I just know we gotta go because it's getting light. But yeah, we appreciate everybody hanging out. Go ahead, leave comments if you're watching this after the live session.
I didn't even see the rest of the
blah.
comments.
And we love you all. Good night. Peace out, everybody.
See you next week.